Oh, bless it. Yeah. Yeah, we're starting off with a bang, as usual. We have some charging problems. I don't know exactly what it is, but so we're only, I think we're only charged up for about an hour. So, and we're kind of late getting here. So, don't know if anybody's going to join us. I think there's one person. Ah, there you go. Hi, John. Uh, Johnny N, welcome. Well, thank you. Kelly B, welcome back. I missed you all. Really, we have missed you all. Uh, and we, like I said, it was a great trip. I mean, we always have a good time when we go, but the trip coming back, the trip going and trip coming back, it's kind of like they talk about jet lag. Well, we weren't on a jet, but it takes a lot out of you. It takes me a couple days to recover after that long trip. So, like I said, if we look a little puny, that's all it is. It's just recovering from such a trip. So, but we had a good time down there. Weather could have been a little better when we first got there. The weather was beautiful, and then was a lot of. We missed all the bad storms. That was kind of to the north of us, uh, but we got a lot of the outside. It was very very cloudy, and it remained that way a lot of the time. I think we only actually visited the beach once because of the weather, actually, and then it got chilly. Uh, but we always have a good time down there. Ron and Margaret uh, are just so great, and they usually take us different places and show us different things that we haven't seen before. And they kind of had some upheaval themselves, and so they weren't able to do that the last part of the stay. But we still had a good time. And I said we know where to go. You know how we are about cemeteries. We love poking around in old cemeteries, and God knows down there they've got tons of them. And we're always looking if there's anything historic or anybody famous, that kind of thing. And there's just so much history. Yeah, I mean, we're not morbid. We don't just love cemeteries, but there's so much history in the cemeteries, and some of it actually is written on the stones. And I said a lot of it you have to look up, but some of it's actually on the stones. And I can't believe some of the stuff that's out there. My mom used to do that when she was doing the genealogy thing. She would look up tax records, and on the tax records they have a lot of history, like so and so bought this land, 3 acres for 2 cows and a lamb. It's on the tax records, and so a lot of that stuff, like I said, is on some of the tombstones, the really really old ones, and I just love looking at that stuff. Like, the history there is just unbelievable. So, what y'all been doing since we've been gone? Anything interesting happening? Oh, well, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, and I said Skippy must be inside. And I said I didn't know what he was doing, but now I know. So, it's okay. Well, I said we started off with zero, so we're getting better. And it's so hot here that we wasn't sure uh, that the iPad would even work in this heat. But so far it's okay, but it isn't charged up all the way for some reason. It was plugged in all night, but it didn't take a charge. So time to get a new one, I guess. But like I said, this one's good. I think you said for an hour. So we'll go with it. Yes, Richard, you got to see a live show. Although you're only seeing me. Skippy's on here. It's just on a different computer. Like I got nothing actually to talk about other than I did see the new POA paper come out today. If you don't know what that is, it's Property Owners Association. And we don't have a regular HOA like you normally would. We have two different entities here. One is the property owners, and the other is the homeowners advocates. They're two different, and it's all voluntary. You don't have to join. But like I said, the POA paper come out today, and it had an article about the hospital and a new administrator that they have, because we really have a problem with administrators, evidently. They keep changing them, trying to get better, because they did have a 1 rating. I mean, a 1. That's sad. Right now we're up to a 2, and we've got a new administrator. The new hospital down in the southern end is put on permanent hold. And that's something that's discouraging, but he says the price of materials and everything right now that's got them on hold, and I understand that, but I was really looking forward. That new one was supposed to be a trauma center, but they're having a hard time getting help here. I mean, nurses, and just in case anybody's interested, the nurses here start at, it said $32 an hour. Which I think is considerably good. I haven't been in the workplace for a long time, so I don't really know what the normal amount is. And then the ones that they bring in for the wintertime, I forget what they call them. They're not traveling nurses, but there's another name for them. I think they were like $130 an hour, because they're only here for a few months or something like that. But yeah, they really need the help. It's not that they don't want to hire. It's that they don't have enough available. Don't have enough nurses available. No. They're scruffy.
Just wondering if it's going to overheat.
Well, we just have to wait.
It's hot out there.
Yeah. Yeah, short staff all over. That's true. And they said the nursing schools only had about half of what they normally have for the year. So, they're really asking. They're actually giving you I forget what they call it, a bonus. If you have somebody in your family that's looking for a nursing job, they're actually giving bonuses if they're referred and they actually get hired. You get a bonus for that. So that tells you they're pretty desperate for help. Now, I'm hoping this new lady, sounds like she's got a good head on her shoulders, so I'm hoping she can do a better job. The rating now is up to a 2, which I said it was a 1, but you're getting
a 1. What's the rating? My rating is 1.
The rating for the hospital.
Oh my God, what's that?
You covered up your camera.
Well, how can I cover up the camera?
I don't know. I don't know. Something was.
Oh.
Yeah, the hospital rating was a 1, and now it's up to 2. So, and like I said, they've got a new administrator, so hopefully that'll get it up there. And,
I am so professional with this.
Okay. And you pretty much said hello to everybody. Well,
available in my store.
Yes.
But yeah.
But yeah, we're all hoping that, because the emergency department there at the hospital was sad. I mean, they had so many critical problems there, but it has gotten better.
Until they sell it again.
Well, it's not got a whole lot better yet, but like I said, they keep working on it. So it takes time to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was
real
scary.
Quick before the battery goes. We got about an hour. That's all we're going to have here. About an hour. I charged as best I could. I'm not sure where the problem was. I think it was my charging cord. I got 3 different ones in there for this, and those charging cords just go bad. And I had it plugged in all night. I got up about an hour. I come out here. I set things up, trying things differently. We have a fan out here now because I knew it was going to be hot. And I went in and get the iPad like I always do. And the iPad said I had 4%. That was it. And I knew I couldn't, I see what it is right here. That is getting in the way of the camera.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I did a quick video this morning, a short, to let everybody know that we were going to be late if we did it at all. So if you're not keeping up with those videos, then you don't know that we're going to be late, because that's the best way for me to communicate with everybody at one time.
Yeah.
So I did put it out there. And the other thing is, I want to cover is the last porch sitting we did before we went to Texas. Somebody said that what I need to do is buy a house here that has an RV garage next to it. Well, I can't afford that. Those houses generally start right around $1 million. And there's only one little area that I know over here at the preserve. That's the name of the area, the preserve, that has those, and all of them are sold. You can't get one of them. And then a guy sent me an email saying that somewhere south of 44, and I forget the neighborhood, he said, I'd have to go back to my email and look for it. I don't even have my phone. I got to go back inside and get my phone. So anyway, he said that there was some houses with RV garages available in this neighborhood south of 44 down there somewhere. I want to say Monarch Grove, but I won't swear to that. But anyway, if they're available down there and you're interested in one, if you want one, I'm telling you, you got to grab them, and you got to grab them quick.
They don't make that many.
They don't make hardly any at all.
Yeah.
And if you got $1 million, God bless you, go get one.
Hi, Tulu. Yeah.
I'll be back. I got my phone. I don't even have my
Okay.
phone.
Well, Kevin has to leave, and Rester has to leave at 1, so.
That's great. We come out here and do live, and then they want to leave.
They have lives. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and then, Rester has to work. Skip Wilson says, how long does it take to get everything cleaned and put away from camping? Well, we pulled in early Monday morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the camper was here. And the camper was here because there was a glitch in the system somewhere, and we couldn't get in the gate at the storage lot, so we had to bring it home. And we did all the, we'd actually washed it and filled it up before we went to the storage lot. But we brought it here, unloaded everything, and started cleaning and what have you, and we took it back last night. So then I've still got some towels and washcloth to put back in there. But other than that, I think we had everything pretty much taken care of. So I would say that 2 days.
Are you guys talking about me while I was gone?
No, I was talking about the camper. Skip Wilson wanted to know how long it take to clean it when you got back.
I go to a car wash.
Well, I don't think he meant just washing it. But yeah, it was 2 days it was here, and we got pretty much everything taken care of.
So we don't get in no big hurry about it. It'd take us maybe 2 or 3 days, slowly but surely, going over to the camper, putting things into it. And here's what happens. You're gone for a month like that. Then you start dragging stuff out to use, like cameras or bed sheets or whatever the case may be. And you get set up down there with your leveling blocks and your black tank drain hose and all that. And then when you leave, you got to pack it all back up. Well, between there and here, it's amazing how many things come up missing that's in the camper.
And we know it's there.
And it's there.
We know
I know it's there. We just don't know where we put it. So, but I think we got most of everything out.
Yeah.
We just take a couple of days going in and out. It was hot. I was working on a camper yesterday. I wanted to wash out the refrigerator, the sinks. I wanted to put some chemicals down the gray tank. That's your shower water, your sink water, because that stuff lays around down there. Even if you drain the tank out, there's residue that sticks to the side of those tanks, and they start to smell. It comes right up through the drain. Yeah. So it didn't take much. It's just a little bit of liquid I got in a bottle, and you just dump it down there, and that's good. And then the black tank's the same way. There's a chemical I got. It's an enzyme, I think. Or bacteria. I'm not sure what it is. But all I know is the best thing that I found for a black tank, so it breaks all the solids down to a liquid real fast. Mm-hmm. And it also keeps the smell down to almost none. And it's called Happy Camper. It's a little powder. And I've been using that now for, 2 or 3 years. And that's really been about some of the best stuff that I found. Just doing all that little stuff like that to get ready to go. And how much water do you want to put in your fresh water tank while you're on the road? Well, I don't like to take much more than half a tank, really, because it takes 3 days to get there. Half a tank will get us there, shower, all that stuff, flushing the toilet. And when I get there, I'm pretty well empty, and that's what I want. The mistake I made this time leaving, not thinking about it, is I had a full tank of gas in my car. And I never like to tow that car with a full tank of gas. It's just too much weight. It's 8 pounds a gallon. And if you've got a 20-gallon tank, that's 160 pounds. So I like to keep mine down to about there he is. He's
Oh,
back. See him?
I see him.
Every time I come out here in the hot weather when he comes back, look how big he's getting.
I know.
He comes out and does push-ups and flashes that thing at me because he doesn't want me here. I
I
don't
didn't
know.
know. You sure that isn't a mating ritual?
He does it when I come out here. You see which way he's facing. You got
He's
his,
crazy about you.
he's looking over here. He's got his tail curled. What do that? Last time I was out here last summer, that little bastard came up and I felt him bounce off my foot. I think he tried to bite me.
like,
He ain't
like
big enough to
Katie.
bite anybody.
Yeah.
But
Remember Katie trying to bite your ankles? Her mouth was so little she couldn't bite his ankles.
she didn't want me. Katie didn't like me either. She kept trying to bite me. Sue says she doesn't bite. Well, she would if she could.
Her mouth was just so small she couldn't reach around his ankle. Oh my goodness. Oh, Ramsey, where are you at that it's so cold? I know you're up north somewhere.
Michigan, right? I just got done and start having I've seen it on TV. Some kind of weather alert in the northern part of Michigan, I believe, are talking about getting upwards of 36 inches of snow. So winter is still, or is that Montana?
Probably.
Somebody's getting some snow.
That's probably in Dakotas and Wisconsin, Minnesota, that kind of area.
Mm.
Jerry says you're going to wash there. Yeah, he washed it on the way home.
I did wash it.
He filled it up with gas before he put it away.
Yeah, I power washed it.
Nah.
And I filled it with gas, put it away, double checked everything when I did put it away. The problem when we got back, I had trucker language when I got back. We pulled into the RV lot, which I've done this 1,000 times before, and there's a button code thing. So I punch in my code, and it made a funny noise. I've never heard that noise before. And the gate wasn't open. So I did this 2 or 3 times, and the gate wouldn't open. So I thought, what the heck now? And I tried the after hours number twice.
If this is on a Sunday night,
If you're not going to have
early
somebody
Monday morning,
at the after hours number to answer emergency calls, why even have it?
that's true.
Come Monday afternoon, nobody even returned the call. So I called over there. I talked to this kid. He pulls it up on the computer. He said, yeah, he said, our system shut down between midnight and 5 a.m. Nobody's allowed in, nobody's allowed out. Think about that. If you're in there doing work on your RV and you work a little longer than you normally do, come midnight and you want to leave, the gate won't let you out.
Yeah.
Now, that's downright stupid. I told him that. That's downright stupid. He said, well, he said, that's the way the new system is. I said, what new system? So apparently what I'm understanding is this company has been handed over to another company, which might be the same company, but they own 2 and 3 other companies. Now it seems like it's called Oxford something. Oxford.
It's all aboard storage.
That's the name of the RV storage lot, but that's not the name of the company that owns it.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we had this discussion. I said, if you're going to do stuff like this, you need to let people know. I said, because I come in and out of here at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning all the time. I prefer doing that because of traffic problems. And he said, okay. He said, I can set it up for 24-hour access for you. I said, I've always had 24-hour access. So I've never been denied ever coming in here. So then he goes, okay, I changed it. You got now have 24-hour access. So
What's the difference?
I had it before. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So here's the problem, though. It's a one-way road in. There is no turnaround. I got a car behind me on a dolly. You cannot back a car up on a dolly. People say you can. Well, you're better than I am, and I got 38 years experience in a semi-truck. The dolly twists one way, the car twists another way. So I had to drop the car in the middle of the night, Backed the car all the way down the driveway over into a grassy area. I left the headlights on because I had this idea. And then I backed the RV down this one-way driveway with the dolly on the back. I could do that. And I had to go into this grassy area that I'm really leery of going into. You could get stuck. There could be who knows what. But I got back there and turned around. I'm using trucker language at this point while doing this. And I told Sue, I said, when I get back here, I said, I want you to get in the car and follow me. I'm just taking it home. All the way home, I knew that the RV plus the dolly is not going to fit in this driveway. The RV will, but not the dolly. So we get turned around. I made a U-turn, which is like impossible. But at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it is possible right there. And so I did that, came home. Now I got to disconnect the dolly. I got to pull it up into my driveway off to the side, and I got to tie it or chalk it or something so it doesn't roll back into the street. And by the time I got in the house, I needed to take a shower because it's hot and humid here. Even at 2 in the morning, it was humid. I'm a sweaty, stinky mess. So I take a shower, I hit the bed, turn the TV on, because as you know, I got to have a TV noise to kind of get rid of this ringing in my ear. I don't even remember laying my head down. I just died right then. So actually, we drove further than we figured we would. When we left Buc-ee's at Robertsdale, Alabama, I was going to come, I don't know, halfway home or something, and I was going to find a spot and a Cracker Barrel or something. And actually, we tried to find a Cracker Barrel. And we ate there, and I told Sue, I said, I'm not spending the night here.
That was in Tallahassee.
But
Yeah,
well, I figured don't spend the night there until we got there and I saw this place.
that's right in town, and they've got a separate lot for RV parking, but it was packed. And I said even the restaurant was unbelievable. we were after closing hours, we were still sitting there eating.
Yeah.
Because that was an epic too.
I never seen so much traffic in my life up there.
Yeah, and so like I said, when we come on home, and I think when we were at Buc-ee's, we were only like 6 hours from home, 6 or 7 hours from home. But we made it. It was the middle of the morning.
But we didn't leave. We left Buc-ee's to go to this Cracker Barrel. When we had dinner at that Cracker Barrel, they said they had RV parking, which they kind of did. I was planning on eating dinner and spending the night right there and get up next morning and mosey on home. Until we got there and drove around the parking lot trying to figure out where we're going to park this thing.
Yeah.
So when we got done, I got into it. I said, I'm not spending the night here. We're going to go on down the road. Well, I just kept going. And I just brought it on home. I was frustrated by this point. And when I got to the gate and the gate wouldn't open, the trucker came out of me.
You know what that means. Y'all know what that means. Oh, Susan, I hate to hear that. You would have loved to hear. I said, I haven't talked to the neighbors, so I don't know. Evidently, it must have sold. They're moving Monday, I think she said. So, but I haven't talked to them to find out.
I hope we get good neighbors over here.
Well, Susan Orlandi said that Anthony and her made an offer, and they didn't get it. So, I think they may have found somebody to buy it. But
my biggest fear on neighbors here, and I'm just talking for me, is that somebody's going to buy this place and use it as nothing but a rental or an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's happening. That's happening a lot down in the news section, I think. I hear people talking about it now. So we've been real fortunate that the neighbors we've had, even the ones that are part-time.
We've always had good neighbors here.
Yeah, we've had wonderful neighbors.
They may not like me. I may not like them. That's fine. But they've been good neighbors. Yeah. They don't have a lot of crap, noise, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we had a house over here years ago that the guy let some rental company take over. That guy ended up screwing him. The rental company screwed the guy really bad, which is, I've preached about this before. And I hear more and more people complaining down here about Airbnbs. Most of it's usually in villa areas. But that's my biggest fear is that if this turns into an Airbnb, the odds are I'm gone.
Jerry, he's not doing trucker language.
What do you mean trucker language?
He said, give us an example of your trucker language.
Oh. You can imagine. Yeah. You just think about it, Jerry, and it's every other word. And I'm not talking to Sue or anything. I'm just letting my steam out, and I'm talking about this moron that's running this RV lot And now look at me out here in the middle of the night backing down this road because they don't even have the forethought of having a turnaround in case somebody comes in the wrong,
Right.
you know. And yeah, stupid. Common sense. Where did it go? Where did common sense go in this world?
Oh,
You know, and I had it in my head in there. I was going to come out here and be peaceable. I wasn't going to say much. I was going to let Sue talk to the people mostly. I was going to drink my iced tea and eat my cinnamon bun. I wasn't going to say a lot. And look what you guys have done to me. You got me cranked up already.
I don't know. I missed something somewhere there. The LVC guy says WrestleMania bought it as a YouTube studio at the Village of Skip Smith. Now
What?
you will have to put up with him on a daily basis.
What now?
I don't know. I must have missed something somewhere there.
I haven't got my phone on.
Yeah.
Whatever you're talking about, say it again because she didn't understand and I can't see her phone.
Oh, and Jerry says that the same language that Healthy Home Cooking uses on Wrestler. I doubt it. You know, I'm sure when she gives him heck, it wouldn't be near what Skip's talking about. And you know, trucker language. You guys, you know, it's not healthy.
We taught the sailors how to talk.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh.
By the way, since we've
He
been
was talking about the house for sale next to us.
the house for sale.
Yeah, the LVC guy says Wrestler bought it to irritate you.
Yeah, I wish he did.
Oh yeah, I'd love to have them as neighbors.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having his neighbors. Wouldn't bother me a bit.
Yeah.
I could give her the finger every day when she'd go out and get her newspaper. I could just flip her off right out here.
She'd love it.
She'd just flip me off back.
Yeah, that's right. But
Matter of fact, quick little story. He emailed me last night saying, well, welcome home. He said, I'm looking forward to seeing all that video you got now to get edited, which I haven't really started editing anything yet. Because I'm on the fence about doing news for this Friday because I don't have that much time for editing that, and that takes a lot of time. So I said, well, I appreciate it. And then on the little emojis, on my phone anyway, one of them's a finger. And you know which finger I'm talking about. And so I sent it to WrestleMania and I said, here, this is for your better half.
oh my gosh.
Because, no, she's not as innocent as you think. She usually gives them to me first.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy B. Hey, Kathy B. And I said, we're glad to be back. I mean, you know, it's nice to travel, but it's always good to be in your own bed at night. And I said, in a shower that you don't bang your elbows on the wall. That makes a big difference, let me tell you.
Yeah, the shower in our RV, it'll get you by.
Yeah, we got everything that we need. I mean, we got a bed, we got the shower, all that kind of thing.
Well, in the bed, the first thing we had to do with that, we had to buy a new mattress.
Oh, yeah.
Because the RV mattresses suck. That's all I can tell you. They just outrageous. Whoever decided to put a 3-inch mattress in an RV and just say that's a bed? I mean, I know dogs around here whose mattresses are thicker than that.
Yeah. But Richard Sanders says, enjoying my first watermelon of the year. You had one.
I had mine last night. I ate the whole thing.
Yeah, you did.
I sure did.
Ah.
Let me see if I can find me on here. Oh, Linda sent me a thing saying she's got a window repair guy coming. See, we need to really get hard on that because our warranty is going to be running out here. And we got a window, I think one of these here has got to be replaced.
I think there's 3 of them.
They're having a hard time with these windows. And let me just say, all these people that's complaining about their windows apparently don't watch my news, nor do they watch any of my videos. You guys need to let these people know that I'm keeping up with a lot of this stuff when it comes to maintenance. I talked about these windows 2 years ago, 2 or 3 different times, 2 and 3 different videos. I mentioned these windows and the warranty on them and the problem we were having getting to warranty to take care of this stuff. And now they're on the letters to the editor thing on the news, all complaining about these windows. Well, I told you about them a long time ago. But I also said it usually takes about 2 years for people to really start noticing things.
Mm-hmm.
Because that first 2 years, they're having fun, squares, restaurants, golf cart rides, all that kind of stuff. Then after things kind of settle down and they get used to doing what they're doing on a normal basis, then the guy goes, I was eating breakfast this morning. I got to noticing it's hot outside and it's got the air conditioner on. You notice that window over there getting foggy? If I've been doing it for 2 years, they just never noticed it.
Yeah. And unless I noticed this one basically because it's right here in front. And Fran T says, "Hey Skip, tried the Oakwood Smokehouse and Grill 2 weeks ago with the ball and chain. Ordered a rack of baby back ribs. Tasty, but not enough meat.
Hmm.
We never had that problem.
I don't think I've ever had that problem. Maybe they've changed things a little bit. I don't know.
Let's hope not. I mean,
But
so many
I hope
places
not, because that's my favorite place to go get ribs.
Yeah.
That's all I ever get there is ribs. I cannot speak for anything else that they make in there. Barbecue sandwiches, barbecued. No, it's not barbecued, smoked. Well, they don't have barbecue. They have smoked ribs, smoked chicken. I wonder if they got smoked pork chops. I never really even looked at the menu for that. Anyway, but I only get the ribs. So when I tell you what I think about it, that's my opinion is about the ribs and ribs only. And in my opinion, that's one of the best rib places around here. But like everything else, if they sold it to somebody else and they made some changes, I don't know about it.
We'll have to try it out again and see what's going on, because that is, that is one of his favorite place. And Marcia says, Skip heard that someone posted a video on wild hogs in the villages.
Yeah.
Tearing up everything in the entrance. Don't know which village. Police couldn't
Usually the newer,
chase her off.
We had the same problem here too when they started opening up some of the golf courses. Bonifay was a delayed opening because there was a herd of wild hogs back there that was tearing up the golf course at night. They come out at night and they were rooting the greens up and all this and that. And so they had to hire a animal. You got to be licensed in the state of Florida to be able to remove animals in an area like this. And so they had him come out with traps, and he caught all of them and took them out of here. And no, they don't relocate them. There's two things that I know that some of these trappers do. If they're big enough, they butcher the hog right away. If it's a state removal person, whoever that is, the meat is all donated to charity. And they use that meat to feed homeless people and things of that nature. If there are baby pigs involved in it, then the capturers, most of them that I know of, at their home, 5 acres, 10 acres, whatever they got, there's an area fenced off for these hogs, and they fatten them up. And when they get to a certain size, then they are put down and turned into sausage. And they keep them and eat them. So the animal doesn't go to waste. If they got them down there, because the further they build, you can imagine they're just pushing these animals further and further and further out.
Yeah.
I mean, this was their territory. So I kind of feel sorry for some of the animals, but these hogs are an invasive species, just like the boa constrictors and everything else. And there's an all kill for any invasive species, no matter what you think of it, there's an all kill. You'll see swans sometimes in rivers. Those swans, unless it's a local breed of swan, which as far as I know, Florida doesn't have any, they're killed. You can kill them and eat them, whatever you want to do with them. Muscovy ducks, there's no kill for them. They'll kill them all. Anybody can kill them. You don't need a license to kill them. They said it's an all kill. But if you're in a residential area like this and you need to take them out, there's two things you got to be. One, you got to be invited. Because all these retention ponds in the villages, we don't own any of those. The developer or district management owns those, and so they would have to invite somebody to come into your area to remove those animals.
It was a mama hog and 4 babies.
So
I said, we're encroaching on their area, and it's a shame. It's something that happens when you have development like this. But
they'll put up a live trap if he's got babies, and they'll catch mama and the babies, and he'll probably take them home to his house, and he'll raise them till the babies are weaned. She's going to go to sausage, and he's going to fatten the babies up.
It was in Chitty Chatty Preserve. That's what
Yeah.
Judy said. Yeah, well,
I know
it
people.
happens.
I know
Yeah.
people don't like to hear it, but the fact that's a fact. They're an invasive species. They don't belong in Florida or Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas has got a bunch. We saw 2 of them laying on the side of the road driving a motorhome down there.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, people have the idea, even with the alligators, that they capture these alligators and take them to a rescue place, but that's not normally the case. I mean, Walter did. He has his own Facebook page. He made a big
Who?
deal. The alligator that they caught.
Larry?
Larry. No, Larry. Yeah, Larry. I don't know why I call it Walter, but Larry. He has his own Facebook
That's a
page.
boyfriend she tries to keep hidden from me that sneaks over here when
Yeah,
I go out. His name's Walter.
yeah. It's one of those things. They don't usually take them. I mean, he went to Gatorland, but they don't normally do that. Usually, if they pick them up, they're killed.
Yeah.
So and they don't
Yeah.
do it unless it's aggressive.
He's a Gatorland with all the other alligators playing around out there having a good time. Gatorland keeps these alligators for centuries. None of them never die. None of them ever get killed. Larry's out there. You can go find him. There he is. That's Larry. I recognize Larry.
He's got his own little plaque on his cage and all.
There is
Yeah.
a plaque on there.
Yeah.
I say Larry has been turned into gator bites.
Well, that could be.
And
But like I said, normally that's what they do. You know, like it or not, that's normally what they do. If they find one that's aggressive, they take them and they just kill them. They don't normally take them to Gatorland. But
the thing that I'm upset about is I kind of like having Larry around. I think a lot of people just like having Larry around.
Yeah.
He was a good something to show the grandkids because he's always out. He's always laying around.
But that was the problem, that he was getting too friendly.
People was feeding him.
Yeah, people.
You know you're not supposed to be feeding these wild animals.
Yeah.
But they do it. And then next thing you know, Larry's got to be killed because why? Somebody out there was feeding him.
And let's see, Mimi says, you have to watch the video someone took of the police and community watch. I've never laughed so hard. They were all out there chasing pigs.
Oh yeah, you can forget catching pigs.
Yeah, we used to be pig farmers. Yeah, it's a useless effort. You just let them run.
The babies will outrun you, and they'll start squealing. And then when they squeal for help from mama or papa or any other big animal around, they're going to come at you. Them pigs will put their head down like a little army tank, and they'll come at you, and you ain't got a chance. I'm telling you, stay away from them.
And Laura Madeira said that she had a 6-foot gator in her backyard recently. And yeah, they're out there as long as they don't, like, as long as they're not aggressive. And I said, people don't make them pets. I said, normally they just go back to where they come from. But like I said, this season is mating season, so you'll see them in unusual places. I seen a picture of one that was up here at our mailbox last week, and that's not somewhere that you would normally see it. But like I said, during mating season, they travel a lot. And I used to see them in the morning when I would walk, and I said, scary as it was, they don't harm anything. You know, they usually just sit in the sun and what have you, but they're still dangerous. So, you know, don't walk your animals around them, that kind of thing. Don't get around the lakes, stuff like that. But other than that, unless they're very aggressive, then they don't normally bother them. I think when they get to a certain size, and it used to be 4 foot, but now I know it's over that. When they get to a certain size, then they do take them out. But I've been that pond behind Brownwood. I've been walking by there when I'd see the animal people come in to pick up an alligator, and I said they have all the garb on, you know, the waders and these big nets and hoops and all kinds of stuff. And I said, that's what I said. Larry went to Gatorland, but most of them don't. You just got to be careful. You use common sense.
Yeah,
when we come down here, we weren't.
Yeah, Larry went to Gatorland. I don't know who started that rumor.
Well, I know, but well, I'm gonna have to look that video up because I think it probably was hysterical.
What was hysterical?
Watching the police trying to capture the hogs.
Oh, the police.
Well,
no, police
it wasn't the police. Okay.
No.
I said that wrong.
Probably just a bunch of locals.
Police and community watch is what she says.
Only thing they can do is shoo them away. You're not going to catch them, but you can, because they're scared of humans. You can kind of shoo them away. They're going to come back. temporarily make them go away until they're going to call. They're going to call the guy,
Yeah.
and the guy's going to come out here and he's going to catch him.
Yeah.
And or he may just go out there and shoot him, but he'll do it in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep.
Oh, Jerry, the closets is wonderful. Let me tell you, I haven't. It was done right before we left, so I still have some things I got to move around and put them in the right place, and some things I need to get rid of. I thought I'd pared down quite a bit, but I still need to get rid of some stuff. But yeah, it's wonderful. Jeremy did a great job, and I really, really love it.
You smell that?
Smell what?
Somebody's barbecuing.
Oh, I'm so used to the smell. In Texas, everybody's barbecuing.
Yeah.
And we went to this one place. It was, oh, I got a whiff of it. Yes, somebody is. Went to this one place in Texas, and it was called Stevie Lou's. And the barbecue place we went to in Texas, Stevie Lou's, and it was mesquite barbecue. And it, I like to never got the smell out of my clothes. I washed it 2 or 3 times because that mesquite wood, the smell just kind of stuck there. And but it was good food, and they had a gospel band in there at the time, or do they call that something else? Blue.
I don't know the name, but I know barbecue place
Bluegrass.
you're talking about. It was all barbecue, and I'm not big on that kind of barbecue.
Yeah, neither one of us, cared for barbecue. And I was trying to find something without meat.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
Working.
You're that viney bush. That viney bush. Don't mess with that. You've got a nest of mockingbirds in there. I love mockingbirds. They'll be gone in a couple weeks.
Send them over here.
It's illegal to eat them.
But anyhow, they had this bluegrass band in there, and I swear to God, none of them was under the age of 90. I mean, it looked like they could just barely see.
But they sang really good.
They sang really, really good.
Yeah.
It just, the way the place was set up, I mean, you were right there in their face.
If you're on my RV channel, you'll see the video when I get done editing it.
Okay.
It's going to be a long while.
But like I said, I was trying not to do meat, and I said, places like that is pretty hard, but I got a loaded potato instead, and I thought I was good there. And basically it was a baked potato with corn on it. That was it.
Are you answering Jerry Bell about the closet?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the whole video. Jerry, that video is on Patreon. You guys are the only ones got that video right now. It's not going to be on YouTube till sometime next week. And then the next people that's going to get it will be the YouTube members. They'll get the video. See, you guys are going to get it on YouTube, I think. I have to look. I think like Monday or Tuesday. So I got to give it to YouTube members commercial free first. Anyway, it's coming. This video's coming.
Yeah. Well, and Marcia said she just found the video. So yeah, I'm sure it probably was, because I said we used to raise hogs, so we know how they run.
Judy says they're barbecuing pigs. Well, my God, they didn't invite me.
They had their sirens on.
I think next week, next Saturday, maybe.
The 15th.
I think we're supposed to go to or we were invited to go to a block party. I think Majestic Ice Cream is supposed to be there. And I don't know what else. I mean, it's not my neighborhood. I just been invited to another neighborhood. I know somebody there and wanted me to come. And so I sent him an email back. You know my rule. So I sent him an email back saying, can I video? And she said, well, I don't see why not. So as long as I can video, I'll go. There's a lot of them that say they prefer not. So
Yeah.
I'll probably go unless something comes up,
Yeah.
you know.
You're going to go, and if you can't video, you just won't video.
Yeah, if I can't video, I don't see the point of me going, you know. I just don't.
You need to get out of the house.
Well, so are you going to go, Judy? You know what party I'm talking about. Are you going to go?
They're talking about something else between themselves, her and Marcia, about DeLuna.
She says 2 years old. She's talking about her dog.
No.
Right there. Judy P says, Marcia, part is two. Uh, part. I don't know what Marcia part. Part is 2 years old and second phase in about a year. What is that?
You're talking about DeLuna.
Oh,
You're talking about an
I thought she was
area.
talking about her little dog.
Yeah, I know you did, but that's not it. Oh, thank you. You know how I love color. I was actually very bland in Texas. I kind of tried to blend in. That doesn't work for me. No, it just never did work for me. I just love color too much. And I go walking around I walked there even, I wasn't here.
Kelly B.
But I walked there. I'd walk around the park a few times. And I said, and you could always tell they were looking at me like I was from a foreign country.
Everybody from no matter what state you're in, or I should say area you're in, when they go to a different area, they kind of stand out. We're from Florida, so we kind of got used to dressing a certain way here. This area is just really relaxed. You don't need to get dressed up to go out. And it's not unusual to go to a restaurant and see a guy in there in flip-flop shorts and a T-shirt eating a $50 meal in a nice restaurant.
Aww.
Where other areas in this country, if you're going to go out and eat a $50 meal, you're expected to wear dress of some kind. So when you come from Indiana down here, let's say in a cold day we have here, which could be say 60 degrees in January, so we got long pants on. So you go down to the square on the January when it's 60 degrees, and when you see people walking around pasty white and they're wearing shorts, they're not from here.
Yeah. And that's what we wore our long pants a couple times while we were there in Texas. And
everybody else was wearing shorts, I think.
Yeah.
We were the cold ones.
We were cold. And like I said, we went, and most of the restaurants, even the ones here are always cold because they never change the air conditioning no matter what it's doing outside. But I know when it rains, it's pulling in that outside air and it gets kind of chilly. And I said, that's the way it was there. And I said, it was kind of drizzly and overcast. And I was always cold. But we ate. I mean, when we're gone, we're on vacation, so I'm not cooking. It's my vacation too. I used to do that when we were younger, but I don't do that anymore. So we ate out a lot, and we didn't find that one great meal. But we ate a lot of food.
You know how when you're on vacation, you go to these different restaurants because you've never been to them before, and you'll try them out and all this and that. And then every now and then you'll hit one, you go, wow, this is really nice. I like this place. I wish they'd build one of these where I live, that kind of thing. A month down there eating at all these little towns, all these. Of course, I look for the local places. That's the ones I really like to go to. And I found a lot of them that are good. But I never found that one that you go, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
No, never did find that.
The strangest thing, we don't do buffets. But they have the best buffet there.
I do like going there.
And I said, I don't mind. I like buffets for one because if you don't eat meat, you can find plenty to eat, no problem. But this one has, it's very clean. It's always busy. And I said, they have the regular fried chicken, which he likes. It's not the roasted breast or what have you. It's regular chicken legs and wings and thighs and that kind of thing. And pan fried. So it's very, very good. And I said, we really liked it. And that's sad to say that whole month we ate out. And some of the best food we had was at that buffet.
I like going there. It's called Butter Churn. You can Google it. There's a couple of them down there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is, but it's a very big building. It's always got good, fresh, hot. That's key with me. If I'm going to eat somewhere, the food's got to be hot. Mm-hmm. Don't bring it to me lukewarm because I'm probably going to send it back. I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah.
And their food there is always, I think the reason why it's hot is because there's so many people there eating, it disappears so quick.
Yeah, the turnover is very, very quick.
They're constantly refilling everything, so everything kind of stays nice and hot.
Oh, bye, poor guy. You got to go back to work. And Judy says...
And let me just say this, too. I think the people in Texas that live down there, they teach their children a little differently there than everywhere else. Everywhere else, it's like, just like the kids run, let them do what they do, and Kid says, "Mom, I want to go get me some more chicken on the buffet." And she said, "Well, take your plate and go." Well, first of all, that's wrong. You can't take your plate and go. But down there, it seems like it's different. If the child wants to go up to the buffet, and I've watched them a lot, one of the parents always goes with that kid up
Yeah.
to the buffet thing. And so I think that's the reason why I don't really care for buffets in the northern part of the United States, because they let kids run wild up there. And down there, they just, maybe here too, I don't really know that. If you go by the news, the kids down here are just crazy nuts. But down there, it just seems
Yeah.
like they're more, I don't know, they're just more polite, if that's a word. I did
Yeah.
ask my cousin, I said, "Do you have a problem down here with homeless people and drug addict kids and things like that?" He said, "Not so much." He said, "We do have that problem," but he says, "Nothing like you see." Here's what he said. He said, "Nothing like you hear about in Florida." There you go. Everybody keeps complaining about the so-called laws and rules we have here, but at the same time, there's people with drugs and everything else, and I don't want to harp on that, but I mean, our laws, as far as I'm concerned, can be a lot tougher than what they are.
Yet you look at 30 miles away is Corpus Christi, and it's got one of the worst records on crime that they've got.
Yeah, they do.
So, go figure. And I said, Rockport's not a big area, not yet.
It's a
It's a fishing
it's a
village.
fishing village.
Yeah,
Well,
it was.
let me just say, when you start seeing these videos of us going around Rockport, we were here when Spanish Springs was the only square there was. And then when they announced they were going to do Lake Sumter Landing, a friend that we knew that was a realtor for the villages took us down there in his car. And I don't have video of that, but basically it was just hundreds and hundreds of acres of sand that
Yeah,
they were pushing around like a sandbox, getting ready to put in roads and whatever and whatever. And you've seen that 100 times down south. Well, we're in Rockport, and since last year, we're looking around in this area. It's like, oh my God, they're just starting. This looks like the villages back when they first started doing Lake
yeah.
Sumter.
Building. Yeah,
And I was looking for a spot to buy to hang on to for a year or two, to put my RV on it. I wasn't going to rent it out or anything, and then sell it in a couple of years and make a little bit of money. That's all I was doing. Well, since last year, now they've got all these building restrictions in, and the land prices a lot. Last year, I could have got for 40 to 50,000, depending on how close you are to the water. This year is over 100. That's how fast the prices are starting to climb.
yeah,
So I think
yeah,
I've already, and the guy told me down there, he said, "I think you've already waited too long," and I think I have.
yeah, yeah. And KM wanted to know if we had the same spot as last year in the campground. We didn't. We had a different spot, and it was closer to the road, so we had uh, more traffic noise than what we're used to. But this is probably the last time we're going to that campground anyhow, because it's got new owners from Florida, believe it or not, and they're making a lot of changes. Prices going up, but they're making a lot of changes there at the park, and so if we do go again, it probably won't be to that park. And we went down to Port Aransas and looked at a RV resort down there. Boy, that just takes your breath away. The difference. It was really something. I mean, the price
What do you
showed
mean,
it.
the RV park?
The resort.
The resort.
Yeah.
Oh, that resort. You're seeing more and more of these around the country. The resort runs the park, but every spot in that park is owned by a private individual.
Yeah.
And there was 2 spots that I could have bought, but it's the price of a new house.
It was $350 for one, just for the lot, and $800 and something for the other. So you can imagine, what the place is like. It is really, really nice. But yeah, but they still, the owners rent those places out. I mean, they buy them and they rent those places out. And some of them come with tiki bars. Some of them come with different things, that you could have next to your RV. But it's really, really beautiful. And they had the same thing as we have here. Basically, they had pools, they had pickleball, they had dog runs, they had all kinds of stuff there. And I said it made me well worth the money, but we'll see. But like I said, I don't think we'll be going back to Majestic next time. So it was a nice run, but
Well, where my cousin, he moved out of there too. He moved to a new park, a brand new. Well, he's in holding right now. There's a brand new park being built. Hey, that's going to be my hello from now on. Hey.
Yeah.
And he's going to move over there in a couple, 3 months when I get that new park built. He said, I'll send you pictures and let you know about things and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is I do a lot of the RV stuff is to get video for the RV channel. And, I've been down at Rockport 3 times. I do like the area. I like the laid back feeling that's going to disappear soon.
But
But
we've kind of run out of things to,
there's nothing to film anymore.
yeah, film. And I said, without going for long distances away. And so, we might go to different areas of Texas next time. Instead of going just to Rockport, we might just take a week here, a week there, go to different areas. Because there's a lot of things to see in Texas. Texas is such a huge state that, like I said, without going a real long distance, you have to go somewhere different. I said Rockport is unusual.
I got an idea.
What?
We could take a 2-week vacation, take the RV, no car, and go up to WrestleMania's house, back in the driveway.
Say, we're here.
Plug into his house, and when he gets up in the morning, go to work, and I'm sitting there, he'll go, "Oh crap, when did you get here?" And I said, "Well, we're not here to see you because you're working." The other half's retired, and we'll have her chauffeur us around the state of Pennsylvania to all these different wineries.
Yeah. Well, oh, bye, LBC guy. And you have a happy Easter also. I was at the store the other day, and I was in line, and the lady at the checkout said, "Have a nice holiday." And I kept thinking, what holiday? I forgot about Easter.
Pam said, "Do you have any bad weather?" Nah, I never had any bad weather to speak of.
It was all north of us, thank God.
Yeah, we didn't have any of that stuff they had in Dallas and tornadoes and stuff. We didn't have any of that. We did get a couple of days where it was breezy. A couple of days, 3 days, maybe 4 days, I'm not sure, during the month where for us it seemed chilly,
Yeah.
where the high was like 58 degrees. So that's chilly for us. So I had my long sleeve shirt on, and to those guys down there, just another day, I suppose. But the big thing down there is fishing. That's the seems to be the predominant pastime for everybody down there is fishing. And it seemed like Sue brought it up. I never noticed it. That when the weather was really bad, that's when everybody was fishing.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. You have your coat on, and it's raining, and it's windy, and it's always windy there. But it's overcast and really nasty out. And boy, you go down the road, and every place you see, there was fishermen. I mean, they were wading out into the water. One guy was almost up to here in water fishing. And Skip says, "Does he have his waders on?" I said, "Well, I don't think it matters."
Well, I was making a joke about Deb's husband. Remember the W&L show where she said he went out of his way when they moved down here to save those waders and pack them and all that. And then he never used them. And then in the garage, they was cleaning the garage out. And she found the waders and they were rotted.
Yeah. Oh, Wrestler says we're always welcome. Well, what would be the fun then?
Well, that's what Wrestler says, but he's really not the boss there.
Yeah.
She's the boss. She's the one that says whether we can come there or not.
Yeah. And Jerry, yeah, probably Cherry Delight for Easter. If I can remember what day it's on.
When's Easter?
That's what I said. I couldn't remember either. I didn't even know it was a holiday coming. Sometime in the next week or two.
Huh.
I don't know the exact day. I have to look on the calendar, so. Yeah, Wrestler wants to know what we're having for Easter dinner, so I bet it's interesting, and Skip would love it.
I don't know. We don't really have Easter dinners.
Yeah. So without the family being here, it's kind of, usually the neighborhood has a neighborhood dinner for the people that aren't going home for the holidays.
But I don't know half these neighbors anymore.
Well, and I said, we don't normally, I don't think they do anything for Easter, I'm not sure. But they have a social tomorrow night. But like I said, I don't think they're having anything for Easter this year. But we don't do anything formal. Like I said, I make him his favorites, his Cherry Delight. But I always do that on the holidays regardless. But who knows, we might eat Kentucky Fried. We never know.
I like Kentucky Fried.
Well, I know. That's what we might do for Easter. You
I
know,
don't particularly like our mashed potatoes.
I knew there'd be something, but yeah. And since I did find a place that has decent steaks now, steaks and lobster tail, fresh market. I was really, really thrilled that he did like something from there. And I said, so I might get you a steak and lobster for Easter dinner.
Dave says it was a park
Oh,
bought by somebody. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's a sign. That's about an hour, I guess. The battery's going to go dead. I'd like to talk a little more, but hey, I did the best I could do. So
Oh,
we'll see
yeah.
you next week on Porch Settin, and keep watching the videos. I'm going to make some more changes to the channel because I'm not getting the views I need to make it worth our time. So I'm not sure what the next change is going to be, but I got a couple ideas. Keep watching the videos, and we'll see you next time.